Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Um, I'm so sorry again that I need to be gone, but I leave you guys in good hands, and I recognize that you guys have the tools to be successful. So today, what you guys are doing, remember, is you're doing a summative writing assignment where you can include evidence from the text to support your conclusion about that text. So, for example, To Kill a Mockingbird and the trial sequence. So you can analyze To Kill a Mockingbird and then write an in-class essay analyzing the trial scene. So we did talk about this on Friday of last week and had made sure that we got some time to for you guys to ask and answer questions. I didn't get any emails this weekend about questions that you may have had, so hopefully all those questions are answered. Here's the trial paragraph that you are going to see. Your lesson leaders are going to be coming around and handing this out. This is going to be the top portion of it. So your task is to write a short essay identifying and explaining Atticus's three strongest arguments proving Tom's innocence in the trial. So if you have three of the strongest arguments, you also need to probably then have three quotations from the reading with proper citations, which I'm going to go over just quickly again for you in this video. You want to organize your essay with an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. You may have 3 to 5 paragraphs in your response. You don't need an attention grabber, but you're welcome to use one if you can think of one in the time allotted. You need to please write clearly and be sure to proofread. If you don't write clearly, I'm not going to be able to read it, and then I'm not going to give you the awesome score that I know that you deserve. So please make sure that you are writing legibly. You're going to attach this piece of paper on the front of your handwritten essay. I've also got loose leaf paper coming around to you too, and there's going to be a stapler up by the basket so that you can make sure to staple those two things together on your way out the door. Your rubric is also on that piece of paper, so make sure that you're looking at your rubric. This is out of 30 points and it is summative, so I'm grading on the content. I can accurately identify and analyze Atticus's strongest arguments. I'm looking at the organization. You can introduce your writing with a clear topic sentence that summarizes Atticus's overall argument and previews the three elements I will discuss in more depth, which is you. You can connect the ideas with transitions. You can conclude with a summary of the arguments that you discussed in your piece of writing. Citations and conventions are also going to get a summative grade. Smoothly introduce my quotes. Remember, you need that introduction. You need the citation. You need an explanation, okay? And then your writing is clear and correct. Clear and correct is where that's where I'm looking at. Spelling is clear. Punctuation is clear. Comma rules are clear. All of those things are clear and correct. Okay, so please make sure that you're focusing on also capitalizing commas, all those types of things. So for this summative writing, you will get, you've got paper and pencil. I wouldn't use a pen, to be honest. You might want to erase something, so you might want to borrow a pencil from me or from a buddy if you've got one. You are not allowed to use your iPad, so I would actually even just put them underneath your desk right now. You shouldn't be using an iPad because you don't need the iPad. There's nothing on there that you need. You need the book, which you can use, and your brain and your post-it notes that you worked on this weekend. And I really want you to push yourself and try to do the best work that you can do. So, formatting a paragraph, we've got that organization. So you need a topic sentence, you need ice quotes, you need transitional phrases, and you need a closing line. All of those things should be review for you. So I'm going to go back and just help you guys figure out what that is. I've got some examples coming up. Remember, when you cite evidence, you're putting quotation marks around the words that you take directly from the book. After the quotation marks and before the period in the sentence, you put the citation. And if you look down here, the citation includes the last name of the author and the page number that it came from in parentheses. Okay? And so you need to be making sure that your page numbers are correct because I have the same book that most of you do. So I might be looking at those citations. Okay? And remember that the end punctuation, if it's a period, it goes after the parentheses. If it's a question mark or an exclamation point, it goes inside the quotation marks, but you still need a period after the parentheses. Your thesis and topic sentence. So this is where we're going to start with some of that formatting stuff. You're going to write at least one thesis statement. And your thesis statement should have it should be the summary of all of the three arguments that you are talking about in terms of Atticus's three strongest arguments. Okay, so it should have everything in that one sentence about Atticus. So you do a very brief summary of it, and then you go into depth in your body paragraphs. So everything must relate back to your thesis and your topic sentences. A topic sentence is the one sentence at the beginning of the paragraph that talks about exactly what you're going to explain and prove. Each of your topic sentences should answer the question. It should help to answer that prompt. What are the three strongest arguments? One of Atticus's strongest arguments is blank, and then provide a summarized reason. That all of that stuff should go in your topic sentence, and then it also should. Your thesis statement should preview your three examples. Again, that's that summarizing. You put it all in one sentence. You make sure that your reader knows exactly what you're going to talk about in your paper. There should be no surprises in your paper. So remember to begin your writing with a topic sentence. Ice your quotes. Make sure you're choosing the best evidence. Remember, not just one random quote right from the book because it says Atticus in it. You want to choose the best evidence for your thinking behind this paper. I want your analysis to be in-depth, mature, and unique. And I'm really focusing on this in-depth and mature piece. You guys are beyond the point where you can just give me words from the book and tell me what they mean. What I need you to do is provide some of your own thinking. So what is your own reasons behind thinking that those are the three best pieces of evidence for why Tom Robinson is innocent? And then proofread your work before turning it in. So we're putting it all together. This is, if you were asked to just tell me some things that Atticus is, for example, what are some characteristics of Atticus? This would be an emerging paragraph. So it says, first, Atticus is kind. We see this when he gives advice to Scout about Miss Caroline. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb around inside of his skin and walk around in it. By Harper Lee. This quote shows us that Atticus is kind and caring. He is also very courageous because he takes on the trial of Tom Robinson, even though he probably won't win. So there is a topic sentence. Atticus is kind. Okay, you're going to tell me all about how Atticus is kind. But there are several things wrong with this paragraph, even though it does have that topic sentence. It has a quote and it has a transition at the end. This is not in depth. Okay, this is sixth grade work. So this is really talking about the mature piece. There's a lot of things that are missing with this, and not only are you missing that maturity piece, you're missing an introduction here, you're missing proper citation, right? We don't put, sorry guys, I'm getting texts. We don't put the first name of the author in there, we just put the last name and the page number. So all in all, this is an emerging piece, okay? You're missing a solid topic sentence. Remember, there was one there, but it's not great. You're missing an introduction to the quote, a correct citation, and then that in-depth and mature, unique analysis. So this is better, okay? In To Kill a Mockingbird, and that's the piece that I was talking about where the topic sentence isn't great. I want that in To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus's character shows us how to act morally. He is always kind and never backs away from a challenge. That is a much more mature statement than Atticus is kind. Throughout the book, Atticus tries to sympathize with others rather than judging them. We see this when he gives advice to Scout about Miss Caroline. He says, and there's your introduction to that quote, you never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it. The correct citation, this quote shows us that Atticus is kind and caring. He is also very courageous because he takes on the trial of Tom Robinson. So again, this blue part is a much, much better topic sentence. This purple part is better because it's giving us a little bit more in-depth understanding. This green part is giving advice to Scout. We saw that from before. Correct citation, and there's still that transition at the end. But I'm kind of missing that in-depth and mature, unique analysis. So in order to speed things up, here's the best response. In To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus's character shows us how to act morally. He's always kind and never backs away from a challenge. Throughout the book, Atticus tries to sympathize with others rather than judging them. We see this when he gives advice to Scout about Miss Caroline. He explains that you never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, till you climb inside of his skin and walk around in it. Atticus tries to teach Scout to think about others' points of view before judging others. He wants to be compassionate instead of getting angry. Clearly, Atticus is a person with strong morals. He is also very courageous because he takes on the trial of Tom Robinson, even though he probably won't win. This yellow part is a much more in-depth and mature explanation of the quote than what we saw before. Okay, so if you can put all of those things together, and make sure that you've got correct citations, mature analysis, make sure that you're proofreading, you're going to do great. So again, one last time, it's time to start writing. You've got your paper and pencil. You should have no iPads. You should put those underneath your desk. Use quotes right from the text and include them well in your writing. Follow the rubric and the directions. I really want you to push yourself, okay? So you are going to have about 40 minutes to write this paper if everyone got in and was sitting down. So get started right away. When you're done, read chapters 24 and 25 for Tuesday. We'll talk about the book. We'll talk about the writing tomorrow. A couple things. One, if you are going to be doing your retake, you need to come see me during SMART, so you can email me that you want to do that so I know to expect you. Also, you're going to turn everything in at the end of the day. Okay, so I should expect if you are here today in class, I expect that your essay is done or at least started. I will collect everything and we need to find, and then if you need to finish for whatever reason, we will find a time where you can come in before or after school and finish your essay. But please try and finish it today in class because this is what's called an impromptu writing piece. If you have any questions, email me. You can ask your lesson leaders or you can ask the sub. Make sure that you guys are being good and positive and really, really push yourself and try your hardest. You guys are going to do awesome, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.